That's going on in the geopolitics, and we want to keep you posted because a third commodity carrier has been hit in the Red Sea in the course of 3 days. The chaos from the Houthi attacks in the area has only seemed to escalate since the U.S. and U.K. decided to strike back-to-back with airstrikes. And joining us now for more from D.C. is Bloomberg's Kailey Leinz on the latest. Kailey.
Well, Shanali, the U.S., of course, is trying to go after the Houthis' capabilities to continue targeting vessels in the Red Sea. We've actually seen now 3 consecutive days of strikes. The latest strike carried out just today, targeting 2 missiles that the U.S. says were ready to launch. And that's after yesterday they targeted 14 missiles that Central Command says were posing an imminent threat to vessels in the waterway. So that is what the U.S. is trying to do, though. The thing is, Shanali, as you correctly point out, the Houthis are still attacking ships, which means their capabilities have not been fully wiped out. That raises the question of how much further the U.S. is going to go. President Biden actually just within the last several hours was asked about this at the White House, asked how effective the strikes have been. And his quote to reporters was, "Are they stopping the Houthis? No. Are they going to continue? Yes," which indicates the U.S. is going to continue these offensive maneuvers until perhaps there is more security for vessels in the region. But the Houthis chief was actually speaking in a televised address today, saying that the Houthis are now in direct confrontation with both the U.S. and the U.K. because the U.K., of course, has been involved in some of these U.S.-led strikes. Also going on to say their capabilities have not been impacted, and they are working to improve their military capabilities. So no sign from the Houthis that they are going to let up here.
Kailey, the White House has been very careful in its language to try to focus the conversation on the disruption in the Red Sea as opposed to this being part of a larger tension in the Middle East. But of course, we've seen different language from the Houthis, and I wonder how the White House is going to navigate further commentary on that front.
Well, they're certainly going to continue to be careful, John, because you're exactly right. On the one hand, while they do want to have protection for vessels in the Red Sea, considering it is so important for trade, on the other, they are trying to tread very carefully in not escalating this into a broader regional conflict than it already is, keeping in mind here that the Houthis, of course, are an Iranian proxy. They are backed by Tehran, and drawing into more direct confrontation with Iran is a much scarier proposition to the administration and other allies the U.S. has in the region. I would just point out on Iran specifically, though, something else to watch. Iran striking a militant group in Pakistan. Pakistan returning with strikes in Iranian territory, seeing actually these direct strikes outside of those borders, something that may also add to this concern about what's happening between Israel and Hamas in the Middle East, and with these other Iranian proxies widening into something much larger.